Hey gentlemen, Brian here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about meal prep ideas. And first off, I want to apologize that this video is coming a little bit late as I was sick over the weekend. As you may have seen that I posted about it and had to skip a couple workouts and just had to not do the things I normally do. So this video is coming late because of that, and my apologies. Also, I was going to show you what I do for some of my meal prepping, but again, as I haven't been myself over the weekend, I did not get a chance to do that. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I do whenever I do meal prep. Now, I like cooking. I actually really enjoy it. However, grilling is my favorite. And so, whenever I do meal prep, I lean heavily on the grill. And I will cook all kinds of things. Now, usually I'll prep for about 3 days at a time, and altogether it takes me about 2 hours prepping everything. So, 2 hours for 3 full days worth of meals, that's not bad. Now, what I would normally do, and it's going to depend on how you're working out, what you're doing, what kind of a diet you will be on, things like that. So, everything that I make and the way I do it, it works for me and what I do. And, you may need to tailor it to your own workouts and your own diet, your own body. So, just because everyone's different. Now, usually when I get in a really good hard workout program, I'll be working out a lot and I'll be putting in hard work. And so with that, I eat a lot. And I'll usually have 7 meals a day. Now, that may seem like a lot, but it's not that I'm having big, huge meals all the time. Normally, I will cook my breakfast fresh every morning, whether it's just, some oatmeal, some eggs, whatever it may be. I'll usually do that fresh every day. And then throughout the course of the day, I'll usually eat every 3 hours, give or take. And for instance, after my breakfast, a few hours later, I will usually have my next meal, which is some type of meat, rice, and vegetables. I keep it super simple. And all my meals basically consist of that meat, rice, vegetables. Now, that may get a little bit boring for some people, but for me, I enjoy it. Now, if rice is boring you out, you can substitute in, some other kind of starch or like a potato or something along those lines. But that's just what works for me. Now, like I said, I usually have 7 meals a day. Usually, one of those meals is a very big shake. You could have your Shakeology for that, or some other kind of recovery shake, however you want. So that leaves about 5 other meals per day that I will eat. Now, in a typical day, I will have a steak, a chicken breast, a piece of salmon, a piece of tilapia. I think that's about what I would have in a typical day whenever I am doing this meal prep. So, when I'm doing my grilling, I will cook usually 3 steaks, 3 pieces of chicken, 3 of all those different meats, so that way I could have one of them each day. And the reason that I choose those specific meats is because overall they are very lean, there's not a lot of fat in them, and they have a good protein content. Now, steak, not all steak is good. Whenever I do a steak, I'll usually choose an eye of round because that is usually a healthier option compared to some of the other steaks. And the portion is also a big thing. I use small portions, like usually about the size of my fist. And that's a good portion for me for my meal. Now, with the rice, I'll usually do like 5 cups of rice in my rice maker, and I'll divvy that out a little bit for each meal for each day. Now, I don't use all 5 cups in 3 days. That's a lot of rice. But there are other areas that use my rice, like my girlfriend will have some and her son, and just things like that. So that's why I do 5 cups of rice. However, I do eat a lot of rice, but I work hard to work those calories off. For me personally, and the way I train, I like a high protein, high carb, very low to no sugar, very low to no fat diet. And that's what I do. That's what works for me. That may not be what works for you, but you have to find that. I'm just saying from my aspect. So, like I said, overall, a typical day, I'll have 7 small meals. I'll prep the majority of those meals, and things I make fresh every day would be like my breakfast or the vegetables for those meals. Now, sometimes I will go ahead and I'll make a lot of vegetables for those few days. Just depends on how busy I'm going to be, whether I make them ahead of time or not. But vegetables are super quick and easy, and they can be done in no time flat. So, you know, another thing to think about when I do cook this meat, I don't have it just plain, but I don't, just smother it in everything. I usually stay away from marinades because while they taste great, they're usually packed with sodium, sugar, and other things that just generally aren't good for you whenever you're trying to be on any kind of diet or eating healthy. So I usually stick to seasonings, and I usually go very light on the seasonings. Just something to give it a little bit of taste, and that's about it. Now, hopefully, you have some ideas from this. Maybe you want to try this out. Maybe you want a little more information, anything like that. Just let me know, and I'll be more than willing to talk to you a little bit more about some things that I do for meal prepping. But for the sake of this video, as I'm seeing we're already at 7 minutes, and I want to apologize for it being so long, I'll cut it off here. But again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm more than willing to talk to you about this. Take care, and good luck with your meal prep and your workouts.